It's Robbie Rist.
Laura Decker.
Hi, this is Willa.
Kat Robichaux.
Mandolin Carlson.
Connor Dwelly.
Next Big Thing Radio.
NextBigThingRadio.net.
Hello from Los Angeles. It's Mike Dowler, and this is NextBigThingRadio.net. You're tuned to Conversations. This is episode number 36. I'm in Los Angeles with my nice tall can of Arnold Palmer, Arizona tea, and in Texas, Dallas to be exact, it's Brett Strickler. Hey, Brett.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man?
Doing well, and I got to tell you, Brett and I were prepping a little bit before we went to air, and your new setup there is pretty slick. I got to tell you,
it's kind of nice, man. I like it.
Brett went ahead and bought a shock mount for his mic, so it makes it a lot easier. And as where I have, a desk and a chair and whatnot, and the mic boom, he basically does his literally just a conversation on the sofa.
Yep.
So it's
sitting in my recliner, kicked back, and
you are a true purist, to say the least. And glad we make this show come together.
At the last
one. Yeah, exactly. I want to say hello to Braden Lemasters. He had all intentions of coming on tonight, but he had an obligation in Hollywood, as actors and musicians often do, right. And he's a busy guy. So we had to go ahead and reschedule him for a later date because he couldn't get back in time. So we didn't want to do it via cell phone and have him, run into cars and stuff on the way home.
Right.
So great. Hope you're well. Hope you're listening and have a great night. And, we'll get you next time. We are nextbigthingradio.net. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. If you have any comments regarding the show or want to send us an email, please do. nextbigthingradio@gmail.com. And again, please like us on Facebook. Tell your friends as well. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. I'm learning the whole tweet thing. It's a lot of fun. And now we're blabbing. That's the new thing. So what's with Blab, Brett? Just quickly.
Kind of what Blab kind of is. It's a new social media platform. Website's blab.im. And it allows you to kind of get in touch with up to 3 other people and have a live video conference. And it also has a chat room function on the side there that you can actually have answer questions in the chat room, or it can actually bring people in live. So I think it's going to be a kind of a cool little tool for us to use, and it'll also mix down, and I can post the video of the podcast to YouTube. Oh. Of course, you'll only be able to see my ugly mug during the video, but you know
what? That ugly. Sorry, and I noticed you went for the blue windscreen, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. You never wear blue or have blue on camera. You know that. Anyway, Blab, and again, if you're listening on our website now at nextbigthingradio.net, you can go ahead and go to our Facebook page, and there's a link to Blab on there as well. Correct?
Absolutely, and on Twitter.
So you log on via Twitter, and you're in like Flynn.
Absolutely, yeah. You can if you log in with your Twitter account, you can actually participate in the conversation, as well as once I unlock this seat here, we'll go ahead and start taking live questions if anybody has questions. Of course, being the moderator, if things go out of control, I can give them the boot.
You wouldn't do that, would you?
Not unless it got out of control, but
yeah, unless Eddie called. No. Just kidding. And Eddie's podcast is full speed ahead. That's of course
Review This.
So that's on nextbigthingradio.net as well, and other things in the works. So a lot of things happening.
Oh yeah.
The podcast for Lorena Gordon should be up shortly as well. Lorena as well was at the Emmys last night and said it was absolutely amazing. Our guest tonight was at the Emmys Governors Ball performing. We'll talk to her in just a second. But I want to make sure that we give Mandolin Carlson a hello. This Thursday is season 12 the premiere of Grey's Anatomy. I understand your wife is addicted to that show.
Oh yeah, she's a really big fan of that show, so I'll let her. I
So-
gave her the heads up already.
Definitely, maybe we'll have her review it next week, and
Sure.
we'll figure that out. Mandolin is going to be playing the role of a person that's been bullied, and the name of the episode is called Sledgehammer, which is kind of scary. But again, Grey's Anatomy 12th season. Wow. That show's got a lot of longevity. Premiere this Thursday. Check your local listings. It's on ABC, and I think in Los Angeles it airs at 8 p.m. So check your local listings, and you'll be able to see it. With that being said, a lot going on. Of course, Emmys last night, the clothes, the music, the props. Did you watch the Emmys last night, Brett?
Unfortunately, I was at work the whole night. So I work 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. here, Dallas time. Yeah. So I was at work, and we have TVs on the call center floor, but everybody else was focused on the football games that were on last night.
Yeah, so football.
I would have rather been. I definitely would have rather been watching the Emmys, though. That's for sure.
Exactly. It was a good show. Actually, a good show. I liked it. Very good. And our guest tonight, no stranger to Next Big Thing Radio, and no stranger to conversations. No stranger to music, no stranger to screen or TV or stage. She has done it all. And last night, she, and I just found this out this morning because I was at lunch in Sherman Oaks, and Brett and I were talking online, and we were trying to figure out what to do for tonight because Braden wasn't able to do it. So we talked about, and I said, she says, well, that Sara Niemietz performed there last night. I said, what? How did I miss this? And then he said, well, I think it was only the Emmys Governor's Ball.
Only.
I'm like, only the Emmys Governor's Ball. Did I say gumball? Governor's Ball. That's a mouthful. I mean, wow, what a big deal. Hello, Sara Niemietz.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? This is
I'm doing well, thank you.
And remind folks what time you got home. I'll say this morning.
I got to sleep around 3, but I got home around 1:30.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow. And you are the night owl, obviously.
So. I am definitely not usually a 3 a.m. night owl, but I was so fired up after such a fun evening.
Oh, I can imagine. So
yeah,
that's you do stuff. It's like, especially working at night, and you go home, you're like too wound up to go right to bed. You just can't do it.
Yep.
Exactly. Or you try to lay in bed and you're just thinking back on things and you start laughing really loudly and it just doesn't work.
I hope there's video of this somewhere because
of me laughing in the darkness.
No.
Oh. Of the Emmys.
Nice.
Welcome to Conversations.
And now here she is. Yeah. Did anybody shoot any video last night of you performing?
I saw a lot of people were shooting on their iPhones and cameras they had brought. I'm sure there must have been some footage. I don't know. Definitely a lot of iPhones.
Yeah, the photos look great. And Brett, now you saw the photos as well.
I did. That's what tipped me off that she had been there.
Is it just me, or did she look like she was singing inside "It's a Small World"?
With how big that stage is, it just kind of that venue, it just kind of made her look really small.
La 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 la
la la la la.
As Brett sits here and huddles up in a corner, shaking back and forth because he can't stand that ride. Yeah.
As little boats go by, how was that? I mean, number one, how do you get a gig like that? I mean, obviously you were booked to play there, and that's not the kind of thing where the Emmys goes into the yellow pages and says, "Hey, can you send us, your best singer for a night?" I mean, this was a process, and they picked you. What an honor!
It was through Craigslist, and no, I'm just kidding. It was they had booked me to sing there, and it ended up being about 30-45 minutes, and it was just a lot of fun. We approved the set list ahead of time, and they were really organized, but just great people to work with. The event planner and everyone in music was really great, really professional, and it came together really nicely.
I saw some musicians there as well.
There was a full string section, a full band.
Wow.
Was Snuffy involved at all?
No, he wasn't involved with that, but I was definitely sending him pictures and, texting.
And Snuffy's done stuff like that before, hasn't he? For like the award shows and stuff.
Yeah, he's not written for the award shows, but he was at the Governor's Ball when he won the Emmy for his music for The West Wing, the main title for The West Wing.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I know Lori Andrews, the harpist here locally.
Yes.
And
yes.
Lori has done a lot of that stuff for like the Emmys and Academy Awards and whatnot. It's a great organization to be involved with. Certainly a very, very cool night, because even though we watch the Emmys on TV usually around, I want to say about 6 p.m. they start, red carpet's like 5 o'clock. And then, obviously this happens a lot earlier. It's all tape delayed.
The Governor's Ball, it ended up starting right after the Emmys. So we started playing at about 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I got there at 1:30. It's,
oh my.
They shut down a lot of streets around there, and you got to have your credentials and go through security. And
it's a whole big cluster.
It's a whole thing. It's a scene. But I guess that's good. There's a lot of very high profile people there. So you wouldn't want them to.
At that point, Brett's got his camera out and he's like shooting videos like selfies. Look, I've got credentials. Look at this. Right in.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, very, very cool. I mean, you mentioned the set list because you've got a CD that's about to drop.
Yes.
Vine and Fountain. I said it. Did I say it right?
Fountain and Vine.
It wasn't. We can fix that in post. Take 2.
It's okay.
So it's called Fountain and Vine. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right. And nobody will ever know that I totally screwed that up.
I won't tell anyone.
Did you play songs in the new CD?
No, I didn't play anything from the new CD that night. But I would love to hear that stuff with the full string section. That would be exciting.
Would be cool.
That's amazing. So tell us about the new CD. I mean, what was the inspiration and the motivation behind this?
Well, it's called Fountain and Vine, and like the intersection, a lot of it is very inspired by LA. So I would say LA, the city itself, and just kind of the vibe with it was definitely the uncredited co-writer on these songs. And I got to work with some amazing musicians. Kebmo wrote one of the songs, and Snuffy co-wrote one of the songs, and Snuffy co-wrote some of the songs with me, Snuffy Walden. And it was so much fun to work with musicians that I have so much respect for, and just to craft some new songs. And I'm really excited for people to hear this new thing.
And Snuffy Walden, for those of you that are not familiar, just an absolute class act. And I mean, a musician through and through, a purist to some extent, but he has written stuff for television, and I guess scoring as well. That's
everything from 30 something to he just finished up Under the Dome, and he's got Nashville coming out and West Wing. Just a great composer and amazing guitarist too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen you guys play together. The synergy between both of you is phenomenal.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, they're like family for sure. All of the Waldens.
And you guys play together all over the place, and certainly to be in the studio as opposed to playing live with Snuffy. What's that vibe like? Obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of focus.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's a lot of focus, and it's all about that balance between just the crazy unbridled energy that you have of a live show and being able to interact with the audience and maybe not hearing yourself as well, to being in more of a vacuum and just really focusing on making sure everything is really tight, but still has that energy and that ease. And for these songs, we've been playing them live for quite a while before we recorded it. So we definitely knew how we wanted to approach it in the studio, which was a lot more helpful, than other times when it's in reverse, when you just go in the studio and then you have to figure out how you're going to do it live,
Sure. And
this one's definitely more stripped down and it's more condensed.
Yep. And you like doing both. I mean, there are a lot of musicians out there that don't really enjoy the road, don't really enjoy playing live. They would have no problem sitting in the studio and just making music that way all day long. but you like to
Right.
really get there and do it.
I love it. Yeah, I love working in the studio and layering a bunch of harmonies and that kind of stuff, just all the gear. And I love the studio life, but I really do love getting out and being able to interact with people and share the music with them and, the different people that you meet and great conversations you get to have, like this one. And yeah, just live music. There's nothing like it. That energy and that vibe is great.
And Brett, you would agree as well. Studio albums and stuff are great. Sometimes there's an expectation that when you go to a concert, it's going to sound like it sounds on the album, but it's not going to, and that's okay.
And I'm okay with that. I don't want to hear the studio album. That's the thing. Is if I wanted to hear the studio album, I'd be sitting at home listening to the CD. I want to go out. I want to see the artist perform. If I'm going to a concert, I want to see them, just go all out and just, balls to the wall, so to speak.
Right.
And having fun. If there's screw ups, there's screw ups. It happens. It's a live show. That's what I'm going for, is the atmosphere more than the, I don't want the technical side of things so much.
I remember going to see Queen in the late 70s, and
oh my gosh, wow.
and I didn't quite know what to expect, and by golly, they pulled it off pretty good. I mean,
bet.
Yeah, it's the way they did it. It sounded really good. That being said, I went to see the Foo Fighters live. They are better live than they are on their records.
Really?
I mean, it was amazing. It was loud. I was definitely.
I would expect that. Yeah.
When you go to a Sara Niemietz concert, you're not going to lose your hearing.
You're not going to lose your hearing. Yeah, it's good for all ears of all ages.
Yeah, Foo Fighters. It was a little dodgy there for a couple of days, but obviously I've got my.
That's why you wear earplugs.
No.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and stop. Step number just 1 second here. This is nextbigthingradio.net. You're tuned to Conversations, episode 36. Oh my gosh, how did we get here? And wow, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and please drop us a line. nextbigthingradio@gmail.com. And now apparently we're on Blab as well. So
absolutely, it's
ways we deliver this are ever growing. And our guest tonight is the famous Sara Niemietz. And Sara and I are neighbors, as you know, Brett. We're not too far away from each other. And she has played a number of times here locally. And whenever I get a chance, I try to, to go see her. What's your schedule like nowadays with the CD dropping tomorrow? What's next?
The CD drops tomorrow, the 22nd. And I'm going to be playing down in Hollywood at Genghis Cohen at 8:15 this Friday on the 25th. Yep.
Cool.
So Snuffy and I are going to be playing all the songs off the EP and then some favorite covers sprinkled in. And I'm going to have the hard copy CD there. So it should be fun. It's going to be a little party.
That'd be good. What's that venue like?
Genghis Cohen is really great. They have a fantastic Chinese restaurant, and they've got, oh my gosh, I always say this, they have garlic eggplant to die for. And that eggplant aside, there's a room that has great sound, and they have really great people running it. There's this man named Joe who does just the best sound, and he should be there. And they've got a great stage and really comfy seating, and we played there a lot over the years.
Wow.
Very cool.
And where is that in Hollywood? That's on, I want to say Fairfax.
That's what I wanted to say too. Let me look. With the wonders of Google. Genghis Cohen is on Fairfax. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So let's check that out. And again, it's saraniemietz.com. And I can spell it now. Niemietz, right?
Yeah.
Wow, he got it right.
saraniemietz.com. That's a mouthful. Because there was a Niemietz freeway in San Francisco for many years.
That's right. That's right. And there's an aircraft carrier.
Yep.
Any relation to that at all? Or
no relation. People ask a lot. That's Niemietz, and I'm not sure exactly what ethnic background that is, but yeah, different.
Like CD art or anything. If you standing by the Niemietz or standing on a freeway, probably wouldn't.
What's that?
You said you couldn't use it like for a CD cover.
Oh yeah, no.
Because of the spelling. Would you you ever perform in Dallas? Do you have any problems with that?
I would love to perform in Dallas. I was just in Texas for the first time yesterday.
I know. I saw that. You were 4 hours down the road in Houston.
Yeah, yeah.
What were you down there for?
I was down there. I was singing at the 90th birthday party of Gerald Hines, this big architect and developer,
Very cool.
and did a bunch of jazz stuff. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How cool is that? So you got to
Texas
fly
is
to.
cool.
Did you fly to Intercontinental Airport?
I don't know the name of it. It's the one in Houston, but I don't know
It's the
what.
one where you land and it's a half an hour to get to the terminal.
Oh, this one wasn't bad. I don't know. Maybe I was just tired and spaced it out.
Awesome.
You know the airport I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Brett?
George Bush. It's a huge, massive airport.
So you land and you're like, it's like a half an hour to get to the terminal. He's like cruise around. It's like, is this guy for what? You finally get there. But that's an easy 3-hour flight. Well, good.
Yeah, had some time to read my book and
There you go.
drink some coffee. It was great.
Awesome. So so you did that. You did the Texas thing.
Mhm.
And you've done. Let's recap a little bit for folks that don't know who you are. Why they wouldn't know who you are, I have no idea because you've been on here
Right?
twice before. You were on here when we had the singer
Tom Lowe.
Yes, Tom Lowe.
Tom Lowe, yes, and you were also on here before that as a guest. So
That's
you
right.
co-host, but you co-hosted with Brett. I took that day off for I don't know where was I, Brett? I did something.
You had something else going on. I don't know.
But you did a phenomenal job.
Oh,
And-
thanks.
Yeah,
And-
she kind of ran that one. I was about half out of it and half asleep. Because
No, it was cool
new.
to talk to Tom. He's such a great musician,
was a-
a smart guy.
Absolutely.
It was a great podcast, and again, you being here locally in Los Angeles, Brett in Texas, and Tom in his backyard
In,
With-
in the UK.
in the UK with birds in the background. It was amazing.
Isn't technology amazing?
It
great.
is, and let me tell you what happened today. I want to get to your story in a second, but Brett, I don't know if you caught this online, but I understand Skype had an outage this morning.
Did they? Yeah, I saw that Mitchell
Oh,
posted something
like
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
God made
so-
everything perfectly.
I'm
'Cause those
glad
are-
they got
that
it
could-
fixed, or we would be all three of us on Blab right now trying to scramble how to make a podcast out of that.
Problem definitely, but it's all worked. Again, you are from Chicago. Tell us
I
about.
am.
You came here at a very young age.
I did. I moved here from Chicago with my family when I was 7 years old to pursue singing and acting.
Very cool.
And pursued with remarkable success. Actually,
Thanks.
it happened pretty quickly for you, didn't it?
Shortly after I moved here, I went out on a lot of auditions, and one of the first jobs, I did a couple guest stars, and that's where I met Snuffy on Providence. And then I auditioned for Carol Burnett's play Hollywood Arms, and I got that role, and it ended up mounting in Chicago. So we went back to Chicago, and then it went to Broadway. So I was out in New York for about 6 months doing that show there.
And as well as Aquila and the Bee.
Aquila and the Bee, yep. And
Awesome.
yeah, so it's been a lot of fun stuff, and always writing and recording music too.
And then we saw you in the background as the guitarist on Glee. That is
Yes. Yeah, I was on season 2 for guitar.
and I'll tell you about Glee, and I'm not slighting what you did because what you did was very, very unique. You were a standout by far. But I worked with a lot of people that do background work, and everybody I know has worked on that show as in the background. Because a lot of hallway scenes, and if you were a starving actor and you got that 16 to 20 look, you were on that show in the background doing background. And I worked with a couple gals at Universal that were on that show constantly.
Oh,
So
really? That's cool. I didn't get to talk to any of the background folks, but it seems like there'd be a lot of great opportunity to do that.
It is. It was, and it's not anymore because the show's
Yeah,
It's
Gone.
gone.
it's gone.
that was the kind of show I mean, I wanted, I kept saying, this is kind of cool. I'm not going to get sucked into it, but I totally did.
Yeah, it totally
Oh, yeah.
drew you in. That was a great show. And Jane Lynch was so awesome in that.
She's amazing.
Hilarious.
I saw her last night.
Did you?
Did you really?
Yeah, I've kind of seen her around. She's been to some gigs of mine, and I've gotten to know her a little bit. And she's such a cool lady.
Very cool.
You just want to hug her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And then of course I met Dot about 3 years ago at Grinchmas.
Oh, cool.
And she, she gave me this hug, and I thought I felt my bones start to crack. She's got a lot of girth, but besides that, she's a sweetheart. It was a very good cast, and it was a great show. And I'm glad you were involved in that. You obviously are up for doing more things like that. You did a play recently, a musical.
I did. I was in Enter Laughing at the Wallace here in LA in Beverly Hills, and Stuart Ross directed that, and it was the show about Carl Reiner's life, and such a fun musical. Great music.
I so wanted to go.
It was a great show. It was a really nice cast.
Yeah. The Repertories Playhouse in Santa Clarita, Ovington is phenomenal over there. You should do something there. That'd be cool.
It's awesome. I was just over there to see Jesus Christ Superstar because she's like a sister. I mean, I've known her for so long, but Kim Ballas, she directed the musical that was just over there. And it was awesome.
Pretty cool. Good little venue. I love these little theaters. The Wallace is a good sized theater there, right?
It is. There's the big theater, and I don't know how many that seats. If it's 2,000 or 2,500, I don't know. And then there's the black box that we were in, and it's a couple hundred. A real intimate, really cool little theater.
I like those small theaters personally, and because I used to do some performing in high school, and I always loved doing it in the black box because you're right there. I mean, it's the end of the stage is the first set of risers for the audience.
Yeah. Oh, you're right in it. It's awesome.
Yeah, COC has a black box as well. I've never been to it, but they have really cool stuff in there. I mean, it's small, it's intimate. You can't do a little shop of horrors or anything in there, but it's a real small.
Really little shop of horrors.
Yeah, but yeah,
tiny shop of horrors.
Did you see that when it was in town? By the way, when they played it at COC.
I didn't see it at COC. I saw it. Was at the Canyon a couple years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Canyon Theater Guild did it there and they did it at COC Keller at the Performing Arts Center, and it was amazing. It was so good. They did that there, and they also did Fiddler on the Roof.
Nice.
There were some certain seasons at the Canyon Theater Guild, and again, let me go ahead and refresh for those that don't know what that is. The Canyon Theater Guild is a local theater company here in Santa Clarita, just north of Los Angeles, and they put on some really, really good musicals and plays. And basically, if you sign on for a play at the CTG, it's about 6 months out of your life because it's a commitment.
Oh yeah,
but
it takes a lot to set up a play and to get just to get the blocking down, and then to get the transitions and the tech side of things. It's a lot of time, and then to get it all together and do a tech run through. That's 2 to 3 weeks of tech run throughs to iron everything out, and there's still issues sometimes, and it's a big process to do live theater, and some people don't realize how big of a process it is.
Yeah,
so
and
CTG worked out a deal with COC, and they allowed them to do like a few of their productions there, which is great.
Cool.
I'm not sure if they still done it anymore, but that's pretty cool. I love
cool. I love the fact that they're theaters all around. We need more of them.
Absolutely.
Oh. Did you see what's at the Pantages?
No.
Annie.
Is that? I've never heard of that. Is that a new musical?
Yeah, or just Annie? Really?
No. I'm kidding.
Mañana, te quiero mañana. No, it's it'll be you like that, huh? Yeah. All the Spanish I learned from Telemundo. There you go. It's an NBC product.
Was that a plug? Was that a product plug right there? A station plug?
Yeah. Yeah, Annie. Wow. That's like the perfect. I love that space at the Pantages.
Yeah,
I think
it's beautiful.
They've got good fly space. The stage is good. The seats are pretty good. Nice orchestra pit. Mm-hmm. I've seen so much there. Brett, you been to the Pantages?
I have not. I actually
Yeah,
have
it's-
never. I spent about a year and a half out in Palmdale, just north of where you guys are at, and I never really made it down to LA.
Aw.
And that was because I didn't want to go. There's too many people.
Aw.
I liked
That's
Hollywood. I made
right.
it. I made it to Hollywood a couple times. I used to be down in Anaheim all the time because I'm a huge Disney freak.
Yeah.
And I'd go down to the beach occasionally, but I never really saw any plays. The only real concert I saw out there was just three doors down. They were playing in some amphitheater, outdoor amphitheater. Gosh, I can't even remember where it was at now. It's been so long.
It was down south? Was
yeah,
it
it
like
was
Irvine
down-
Meadows or something? Or
I think it might have been.
okay,
let me
that's a
see.
big one. I like that place.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge amphitheater, but it was amazing.
I think that's the Verizon Amphitheater now. It's not-
Yes.
Yeah, I'm using
Verizon
the old.
amphitheater.
well, you're going way back.
Yeah.
That old.
Well, in my day,
Yeah.
we went to
Right.
Irvine Meadows.
Yeah.
All
We
the
went
time.
to those at the Forum. Yeah.
Which is back now. It's nice.
That
revamped.
being said, I do miss the Universal Amphitheater, which was the Gibson.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
phenomenal venue. I saw James Taylor there twice. It was just so intimate. And now it's Hogwarts. It's gonna be, So it's,
Well, I think they're going to get more money out of Hogwarts than they did ever
Yeah.
did out of there. So, unfortunately,
But can Harry Potter sing?
right.
I've never heard him sing.
Actually,
That'd be a-
Daniel Radcliffe, he does very well.
He sings. Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. That's right. Yeah.
So
Wasn't he
did,
on Broadway?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What's the name of them? I think it was
How to Succeed?
Echoes. He did How to Succeed. He also did. Oh, geez, I can spell it Equus. I don't know how to say
Yeah. Is that
it.
Equus?
I think so.
Equus?
I think it was
It
Equus.
sounds like a
He was in. Yeah, he was in that. That's right.
Equus.
Yeah.
Sounds like a credit card. Yeah. Give me my Equus card, please.
For horses.
Let me get Equus
Yeah.
right.
Equus Cup.
We're on the Equus system. What is I going to ask you? What's going on with Blab? Anything?
Huh? I don't have anything in there yet, but
right.
I've got somebody watching.
All
Not
right.
sure who.
So if they want to jump in, just how do they do that?
If you guys got a question for Sarah, we're on blab.im. If you head on over there, I'm going to go ahead and post a link to it in our chat room on the Next Big Thing radio page right now. So those
Come
who are
blab with
listening-
us.
Yeah,
Come blab
and no
with us.
trolls, please. No
Yeah.
trolls. All right. So I don't want to hear any. How do I get Sarah to take me to dinner or something like that?
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock this seat here for anybody that wants to come in. Just hit the join button and we'll let you in there. But
So
I
you-
don't know if that
Again, Sarah's still recovering from last night.
I'm back. I'm ready. I'm woohoo.
Now, question for you regarding your preparation before you perform.
Mhm.
You eat before or do you eat after? Are you able to sing on a full stomach?
I eat just incessantly. Yeah, I definitely eat before a show and usually after because I'm always feeling just so hungry after a show. But yeah, I drink a lot of water throughout the day. I always try to stay hydrated. I warm up. And those are probably the only things, just warming up and staying really hydrated.
Were these considerations when you were just here and you just moved out to LA? Okay, here I am. I'm going to do auditions and singing. Should I eat now or eat later? Or mom get me a juice box? No,
I never thought of it. I was just trying to be as, just kind of doing everything the way I would normally do it. Because I feel like when you start to, overthink things, it kind of gets dangerous or forced. But, I just warm up out of necessity to make sure I can, sing it my best.
Yeah, bring it,
Makes
Ryan.
sense.
Exactly. It's amazing to watch you evolve. I look at some of your old photos and some of your listen to some of your old music and stuff, and it just gets I don't want to say it gets better and better and better because that's good too, but it just evolves. It's more of a mature sound.
Thank you.
But you're I always use this word purist. You're not afraid to step out of that box and venture out and try, new styles and different new styles of music and things. That's cool.
Thanks. Yeah, you never learn if you just stay in your comfort zone. So
I mean,
try to be as uncomfortable as possible at all times.
I mean, yeah, right. As awkward as possible.
Yep.
BJ Thomas, that's definitely outside your box. I mean, that was,
He's amazing. Such a great mentor and just person. If it wasn't for BJ, I don't know, if I would be. I mean, I'm sure I'd still have something in music, but him inviting me up on stage was really what kicked me off and made me really want to do this.
Yeah. It's a labor of love for you,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, and the thing is just, you're out there now. Is there some pressure? Obviously, Push Play was a fantastic release.
Oh, thank
enjoyed
you.
it totally. And now you've got the new one, Fountain and Vine. I said it correctly.
Yes.
So is this CD now that sound? Is there some pressure to try to, I don't want to say outdo, but to make it, for it to be successful? I mean, what are your hopes and dreams on that?
Thanks. Well, I mean, we definitely worked really hard on Push Play, and with Fountain and Vine, the songs are, in a similar world stylistically, but a bit more, more complex. And we definitely spent a lot of time in the studio really trying to capture the sound as true to what we had in our heads as we could, and to really get that to come across, for the listener, to try to, get them inside our minds, like those old sci-fi things where they shrink the people down and, you go inside them. So yeah, I mean, we try to, definitely put a lot of time into the sessions and into arranging everything and into getting the vocals how I wanted them to. So we worked hard on it, and hopefully people like what they hear.
Is Snuffy easy to work with?
Oh gosh, no, yeah, Snuffy's great.
So it's a push up.
Really
I got to get on here. One day we'll get both of you guys on together.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
You can just interview him, put him on the hot seat.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, just tell me when. No,
really
he's
give it to him, because I mean, obviously, I know you get a lot of your inspiration from him, but I'm sure
he's a huge source of inspiration.
He's got to dig doing this, though, because here you are.
I hope so. Otherwise, he's just a real masochist to be working with me for 5 years. Man, no, he's. We definitely have a lot of fun working together, and I certainly love working with Snuffy, and I hope he's having fun.
It's kind of cool because I guess when you guys first met, you were like this. You were like a glob of clay, and you were on potter's wheel, and Snuffy kind of molded you and helped you along, and kind of shaped you as a musician, and you got to look back on that and say, wow, I didn't expect it like this.
He's been an incredible mentor, and yeah, it's always so interesting to see, to look back at where you were 5 years ago, because it's always that old question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And as much as people try to postulate and figure out where they'll be, you really, you set goals, but you're never exactly sure. And it's interesting, to see things that you've learned and people you've met.
And that's kind of a loaded question when people ask you that.
Oh, I know.
Where do you see yourself? And every answer can be different. And it's like, they won't remember the first answer you gave. So
it's a cruel question, because, you sound really conceited if you're like, oh, I'm going to be president. Or, you sound overly humble if you say, oh, I don't think I'll do anything. So, yeah, it's hard.
Brett, you sing often as well, don't you?
Sometimes. I mean, I sing when nobody else is listening, in the car, or sitting here at home alone.
What's your jam if you're singing in the car?
Oh, it depends on what's on the radio.
Yeah.
I usually rock out to, believe it or not, I'm a kind of an older rock guy. Well, I say older, for now it's older, but for me it's what I grew up in. Like Creed and Stained and bands like that. That's kind of the era that I grew up in. So.
And I stopped calling you a metalhead a long time ago. Just so you know, notice if you go back to the last few podcasts, that word has up. So you've kind of taught me that yeah, you got a lot of different. You like all kinds of music, really.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it really just depends on my mood. I mean, there's some days that I'll listen to just regular. Sorry, Eddie decided to join us in on Blab. He said, "You're so jammed to Backstreet Boys." Sometimes, not gonna lie, I have occasionally listened to Backstreet Boys.
Nice.
I've kind of got just an eclectic taste. We were listening to what were we listening to earlier? I don't know. So I just pulled up Spotify and found some random list, and I was like, I kind of like this. Just some random
Spotify
songs.
is so awesome.
Oh, it is. It is amazing.
And again, Eddie, for those of you that are saying, who's Eddie? It's not Eddie Munster. Don't worry. Eddie's with has got a show on here called Review This.
So they do movie reviews and stuff, and it's a great show. If you guys haven't checked it out, absolutely well worth checking out. It's a little on the edgy side compared to us, but it's entertaining, and if you don't
try
mind
to keep things appropriate.
Yeah,
But I mean, I need to know what kind of movies Eddie's going to be reviewing. That's what I'm worried about.
They've literally done everything. I mean, when he had me on one of the first episodes there, we tried to do horror movies. They tried to get me to watch Evil Dead, both versions of Evil Dead. I couldn't even make it an hour into the first one. I couldn't do it. I'm not a horror movie fan.
Speaking of horror, Halloween just around the corner now. Do you have a Halloween set, Sarah, you'd like to bring out on?
I have well, there's two things that I've been, kind of alternately over the past 5 years. I'm either a green M&M or I have a bee costume, like a buzz bee, and I carry a big dictionary and I'm a spelling bee.
I like that.
That's awesome.
Is there a Halloween music set that you bring when you go?
Is there a what?
Like a Halloween music set.
A music set. Oh, I thought you meant a costume.
The costume is fine. I like that.
Thanks. No, I don't have any particular. I haven't really done a Halloween show. Usually, I'm just kind of at home with a big thing of candy on the sofa.
That's boring.
On Halloween.
Go down to L.A.
I know.
You and Snuffy should dress as pirates. It's just like a Halloween thing. You see, like arg.
Arg.
That'd be great.
Eddie's actually got a question for Sarah, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him in here on Blab. Let me know if you guys can hear him.
Okay. Hello, Eddie.
Give me a second. Hang on. It's still coming in. This is new, guys, so bear with us.
Eddie's ready.
Eddie is ready, I think.
We ready, think Eddie. He is, anyways.
Eddie?
It's still bringing him in. I don't know what's going on. It's still bringing him in. Well, when Eddie comes on, we'll
I'll answer the question I wish Eddie had asked.
Yeah, right.
My favorite ice cream is.
So while we're waiting
again,
for
Blab.
This is a new one here, guys. Blab's kind of we're still trying to figure out how it all works, but
well, you'll work it out. You'll get it all figured out.
Yeah.
Can he type the question in?
Yeah. It was the question he had was how do you stay grounded in the industry? I mean, an industry that kind of eats people up and spits them out.
I think it's probably different for different people, but for me, my family has been a huge part of, just keeping grounded and keeping your eyes on what's important. My parents are super down to earth and just really steady, stable people. And that's always really helped me because, I mean, to me, being in the music industry is, it's just, obviously it's inspiring and it feeds my soul, but it's another job. So, people do this, other people do that. So, it's just another thing you do,
Right. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Very cool.
And you are grounded. And I've met your parents a number of times and they're, excuse me, they're so sweet. And
Awesome.
they're at all your shows. They're there, and they're totally supportive of what you do. And that being said, it's not just Snuffy there with you. There are other musicians that help out as well.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
play
I've
with you.
been surrounded by some really, really incredible musicians. I'm really grateful. I've learned so much. That's been such an education, just playing with different musicians.
Is it nice to come over to Santa Clarita though? I mean, because Santa Clarita is like so non Los Angeles. It's kind of like an escape from the hustle and bustle. It's nice, right?
It's nice. Yeah, it's different in some ways from Hollywood, and it's great to live so close to Hollywood, and also, to be somewhere a bit different at times.
Different than Chicago, though, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's different than Chicago. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, weather and food, are two things right there that are way different.
I finally found a really good Italian beef and sausage place out here in Dallas. Oh my gosh!
Really?
So happy.
What's it called?
It's Al's Italian Beef. Oh
Wow!
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
They're originally from Chicago.
From the Dallas.
Oh, that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
When were you last in Chicago, Sarah?
I was last in Chicago a year ago for a little over a year ago for my cousin's wedding, and I'm going back in about 3 weeks.
Oh, very
Yay!
Cool. Yeah.
I think Eddie might have gotten things sorted here. Hang on a sec.
I know that Brett's got a Chicago connection as well.
Oh yeah, I grew up out there. I moved out about. I think we left in '98. Actually, moved to Central California up to Lompoc.
Nice.
We were there for 4 years, then moved to Tucson, and I was back there. Gosh, when was the last time I was back in Chicago? I met my wife in 2011. We got married the next year, and it's 2012.
You're overdue.
Yeah, absolutely. And got to make a trip up there at some point, but the almighty dollar has kept us from being able to do that.
Yeah, darn that dollar.
I know. Right?
If only we were, all Bill Gates or someone.
Yeah,
just hopping out.
Right.
But before we get things kind of too far off topic here, Sarah, we've got your new album dropping. You wanted to play one of the tracks off of there. Kind of tell us a little bit about it and which one we're playing.
This song is called Taxi Outside, and it's from my new EP, Fountain and Vine. I wrote this with Kevmo and with Snuffy Walden, and it's about a typical night in Los Angeles.
Very
nice.
Cool. Well, let's take a listen,
all
guys.
Right.
Sarah Niemietz on Next Big Thing Radio.
Well, it's a low-light, overhyped Hollywood night full of diamonds and six-figure deals. The suits are sharp, the skirts are tight, and it's anything but real. So what do you say? We make our getaway. There's a taxi outside at Fountain and Vine. We can go downtown and have a real good time. A taxi outside, so jump on in, turn the meter on, and let the night begin. Hey. Well, there's an angry moon in the sky tonight, and it's playing games with my mind. And the piano's playing, but the changes aren't right, and I think it's a long past time. We run down through the hall, and we break down all the walls. There's a taxi outside at Fountain and Vine. We can go downtown and have a real good time. A taxi outside, so jump on in and turn the meter on and let the night begin. And let them pose for all their pictures like so-called millionaires. By the time they start to miss us, we'll be out of the fabulous hair. taxi outside, so jump on in and turn the meter on and let the night begin. There's a taxi outside and Fountain and Vine. We can go downtown and have a real good time. A taxi outside, so jump on in, turn the meter on and let the night begin.
Right.
Wow, Sara Niemietz. That is, oh my.
Oh my!
That's the stuff
What is
that
this?
gets cut out.
Bonus track?
That's that's the one I performed live last time. Go with the flow.
Oh yeah, that was great. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's great. I should have carted that up, but we're new things now.
Yeah.
That of course is the title track for Fountain and Vine, and man, it's wow, it's great.
Thank you. Thanks.
You nailed it once again. That is you're. I keep bringing this up. I know I've said it before, but I don't mind saying it. Your vocal range is phenomenal.
Thank you.
How do you describe it?
It's 3.5 octaves, and I'm really influenced by blues and jazz. I always have been, as far as style goes. But I love anything with a really great melody. I love melodies, and I love singing songs, and just respecting the melody.
Because you can go from high to low in an instant. I mean, that's
Thanks.
hard.
Yeah, try to be dynamic and on my toes.
Yeah, I'm not so much that way with that. No,
Aw.
I go from high to cracking. Yeah, that's yeah. What when you're for some reason when you're in the car or you're in the shower, you sound really good. I mean when you sing.
Yeah,
I've
what's
noticed,
that about? What's that?
I don't know
about,
what's that,
Sean?
the acoustics or whatnot.
There must be some kind of scientific thing that could
There's gotta be.
get to the bottom of this.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
and again, singing in the shower could get really popular now because I was watching QVC, and there's now this shower head that's got LEDs and it actually lights up.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
it's like
Really? So you
your
feel
own
like
little
you're
spotlight. Yeah, this is the coolest thing. I'm like, yeah, I got to have one of those.
wow. I don't know how I feel about that, but I want to get one for everyone I know.
Yeah, it's like it's the coolest thing. So you saw that.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it a few different places actually. It's it's definitely interesting. Makes you kind of.
It is. It's really cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Usually you see that stuff like in like high press hotels and stuff.
Right.
But to see it on QVC, it's like wow. I wonder who the guy is at QVC that's like responsible for all the lighted shower heads.
It's their intern. He's like, hey man, we got to get shower heads with lights.
Right.
Hey Bill, how many more of those shower head lights do we have? We got some singers calling.
Yeah.
But
Call in now and you get a free.
Call in now.
Call
Get
in
two.
now and you get two
Yeah.
for the price of one, and only pay the extra $74.99 in shipping and handling.
Now we're out of
5
we're out
easy
of,
payments.
yeah, we're out of the blue ones now. The blue ones are gone.
Yeah, I bought them all.
But anyway, but yeah, the whole singing in the shower thing, singing in your car, and
Hey, it works. Got Eddie.
whoa,
Oh, what's that?
Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
there he is, Eddie. It works. You're our first caller on Blab. Welcome.
Oh, really?
Conversation.
Nice.
Say hi to Sara.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Eddie.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully, thank you. And you?
I am excellent. I'm watching The Voice right now.
Wow, is that on?
Yeah.
Multitask.
Yes, I am. I'm multitasking.
Let me ask you a question, Eddie.
Yeah, go
Let's
ahead.
say that Sara Niemietz is get a good review.
Did what?
Let's say that Sara Niemietz is a movie.
Okay.
Her music does she get a good review?
Of course. Heck yeah, that was a great song. I liked it a lot. I mean,
Oh.
our review system is a bit on the non-political correct side, but I would definitely give her our best review.
Well,
But
thank
this-
you.
You're welcome.
So that's good.
Yes.
You had a question for
Yeah.
Sarah, Eddie.
Oh.
Posted that in chat. Just as,
Oh yeah. I was kind of curious if you were signed or with a label, or do you do more of your whole independent thing?
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing an independent thing. So I
Okay.
uploaded on iTunes and Bandcamp and all that, and just really utilize social media and connecting with people at gigs.
That is
And
awesome.
that's a great question because Brett, we talked to Ambrosia not too long ago,
Yep.
and we talked about about how it differed from now and back in the day when they were doing their stuff in the 70s and 80s,
right.
and it's very different now. It's
Absolutely.
with technology and the internet and Audacity and Pro Tools, and you literally people are just doing their own stuff and throwing it up, and it's some of the best music around.
Absolutely, and it's great that there's more exposure out there for independent artists. And I think I've heard many more independent artists that are just phenomenal artists, and they're just going to get the break that they need. But I've also at the same time heard, this crap that's on the radio that it's like, how is this happening? Well,
Eddie,
Eddie, I'm gonna kind of take you out of here for right now, man. It's background noise.
Eddie, thank you for the call. Again, Eddie's into the voice right now. We'll let him go with that. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate that. And thanks for the good review. I think the radio thing, Brett, the problem with this is it's all so repetitive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And when you're listening to music and you think it's somebody else and it's really not them, then it tells you that there are hundreds of musicians that are playing the same style of music. And it's something that stands out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm with you on that 110%. And there's it all like just sounds the same anymore. There's no real. There's not enough original music out there. Not enough stuff that kind of takes that jump into a different direction, and it doesn't sound like unique enough. Sarah's got a very unique sound to her music.
Yeah. Thanks. One of my favorite singers is Van Morrison, and what I love about him is, there's no way you would hear him on the radio and go, is that Van Morrison, or is that maybe somebody else?
It's like you can with even some of the newer rock that I listen to. Like if you were to play Creed, Stained, Three Doors Down, and Alter Bridge back to back, they would all sound really super similar.
And Sarah has all those CDs in her eye.
Yeah. But they all have their little niche. But like back in the day, you go back into like even the late 80s, early 90s, you could tell Queen from AC/DC, from Def Leppard, from all these other people.
Oh yeah, or like Steely Dan from the Eagles. There's something like such different. I mean, both amazing and just so different.
Absolutely.
And that being said, I love music. I love listening to music, but I tend to analyze, and I to listen to every little nuance and sound.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the car like last week, and I'm listening to Steely Dan on my 80 gig iPod.
Oh yeah.
And the song "Bad Sneakers," great song. I swear to God, is that Michael McDonald? I hear his voice in there. Looked it up. Sure enough.
Oh
Michael
yeah,
McDonald.
that's him.
You recognize those voices. I mean, you just know when you know. Carly Simon, "You're So Vain." Mick Jagger's in that singing in the background. I mean,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing.
Right
That's different. And with you, Sarah, you're not afraid to mix it up. So
no, gotta keep it exciting.
Keep it fresh. Yes.
I called Michael McDonald, but he wasn't in town that day. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
There he is. Hey, did he call? Is he on Blab?
Yeah.
Come on, Blab. Yeah. No, but it's. I love when you. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of collaborations per se. I like them when they work when two artists get to do a song together. It's great.
The
you
one
know,
that Sarah did with the lead singer for Lady Antebellum. Oh my gosh, I just heard that today.
Oh wow!
You heard which one?
The one you did with the lead singer for Lady Antebellum. Can't remember the guy's name. Put it on YouTube a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I did a cover of a Lady Antebellum song with Jay Coco.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's great.
Yeah, it was that was an amazing cover. That was a great cover. My wife's like,
Oh,
I like this better.
Oh man, thanks. Yeah, Jake, he's another really great songwriter and singer, and we've collaborated a couple times. He's cool.
I'm gonna go back to the '80s here. Back in my day, Bee Gees and Barbara Streisand, "Woman in Love," phenomenal song.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that.
Oh, she's got a note that probably is the longest note in the song that she holds. You know, Barbara can sing pretty high.
Right.
She's amazing.
Babs has the chops, and I'm not a Bee Gees collector or anything like that. But the Bee Gees and Barbara on that song, it's amazing. You got to look at it. It's really good. Lush vocals for the Bee Gees, lush arrangement, and she makes the song her own. And the Bee Gees are kind of like just that it adds a little sweetness to it, and it's really good.
Wow. So even today, you'd say the track is still staying alive?
Oh yeah. Very good.
I like it.
And you know that the Saturday Night Fever album, the soundtrack, they wrote that in like a week. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, they put it's amazing. They
got a fever.
Yeah, we got the fever. We need more cowbell. Yes. I'm so done with that skit. I played it over and over and over again. I'm sorry. Well, we actually had at the Universal Studio Store on the back lot. They actually had the whole cowbell thing, the costume and the whole thing for the cowbell. It was the actual cowbell. So I mean, please,
Well, I hate to do this.
We are out of time.
We're out of time, guys.
What a great show this was. I'm glad you joined us. This a lot of activity on our stream as well as Blab and the chat room, and we're glad to have you, Sarah. You're always welcome.
Well, thanks for inviting me. It's great to talk to you.
Tell us again about the EP.
What's that? The EP is Fountain and Vine, and it comes out tomorrow, September 22nd.
In about 20 minutes, it'll be available on the East Coast.
That's right. Yeah, it's coming out real soon.
It's like the pre-release party here.
That's right. And it's on my website and iTunes. And if you go to my website, the Sara, SaraNiemietz.com, it's all on there.
Definitely. And of course, you always got stuff in the works, so we look forward to that. And keep in touch. And we got to find another show for you to co-host.
Oh, I'm there. Thanks.
You've got that great radio voice. I mean,
thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you. You're a great radio voice there, Sarah. Niemietz, thank you. And now the weather. We would love to have you on here regularly at some point because you're that good at it. And why KLOS doesn't hire you, I have no idea. That Rita Wild 95.3. That rocker DJ voice. But no, you're phenomenal when you're on with us. And you are a true friend. Love you dearly. Say hi to Mom and Dad and give Barkley a pat.
I will.
And Brett, any partying shots? Oh, by the way, anything you want to promote besides the EP?
Any other projects? I've got. This is kind of a fun other thing. If you are listening to the ABC network, there's I'm singing on the promo for Scandal right now, so that's been on for the past 5 weeks. It's still on, and got my new music video coming out tomorrow for.
Awesome.
Good timing.
So that's coming up. Yeah. And just doing a lot of shows. I got another video coming up soon with Postmodern Jukebox. So that'll be soon. And
that'll be fun.
Yeah. Planning another Stage It and some Periscope stuff. So different people that aren't, here in the States or in California can come and listen to some live music.
You should check her out
too.
I mean, it's kind of like, it works kind of like Periscope does, Sarah. And
yeah.
it's pretty cool. I like it. I think think you'd get a good following on there.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Alrighty.
All right.
Sarah Niemietz. SarahNiemietz.com. Check out the new CD coming out tomorrow in mere hours. That's Fountain Vine. I finally got it in the right order. Fountain Vine. And don't forget Genghis Cohen. That's going to be, and that's Friday, right?
That's Friday at 8:15.
Genghis Cohen on Fairfax in Hollywood for her release party. Stopping by, say hello, say hi to Snuffy. And I think we're done, Brett. Show 36 in the can.
All right, man.
And we'll see you next week. I'm not quite sure who we have yet, but it'll be somebody unique. Sarah, if you buy that shower head, please let us know beforehand, okay?
I'll definitely let you know.
I still think I need a microphone that does that. Like you know, that's
like
There's
right in
so
your
many
eye.
directions my mind went with that. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Not touching the shower head.
Yeah.
A great show. NextBigRadio.net. This is Conversations, episode 36.
Woo.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We will see you next week. So long.
Next Big Thing Radio.
You've been listening to Conversations on NextBigThingRadio.net. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Just search Next Big Thing Radio. And on Twitter @NBT Radio. You can also shoot us an email, nextbigthingradio@gmail.com.